Hi lovelies, in today's video we are going to be learning how to sew this bias slip skirt. Now I'm going to be making use of my pattern to cut the slip skirt. I've already put up a video where I explain in details how to actually draft this pattern, which I'll be leaving in the comment section, or you'll be seeing a link that directs you to the video somewhere around this video, so that you won't be lost. You really understand what is happening right here. So I'm making use of 2 yards of fabric. Actually, I realized that the 2 yards was actually much for my size. So if you're my size, you can make use of 1.5 yards of by 60 material, and you will be needing something silky. You don't want to make use of a material that's thick. It will not give you that wavy look a slip skirt is supposed to give you. While cutting the skirt out, at the top part of the skirt, that's the waist, I added ½ inch while cutting it out there. So I didn't cut it exactly the measurement of the pattern on the waist. So please, it's necessary for you to do that. Now after cutting it out, I'm going to go ahead to pin it. Now on the pattern paper, I came down by 8 inches actually for my hip line, plus the extra ½ inch I added on the paper while cutting. That made it 8.5. But while I was transferring it to the fabric, I mentioned that you need to add extra ½ inch before cutting it out at the topmost part of the skirt. Now instead of me to mark 8.5 inches, I'm going to make it 9 inches because of that extra ½ inch I added. I hope this is clear, guys. So after doing this, I'm going to go ahead to take my hip measurement. My hip measurement is 40, and so we're going to divide 40 into 2, and 40 into 2 is 20. So I'm going to mark 20 like so. Take my tape and measure what I have remaining. Whatever I have remaining, I'll divide it into 2. I'm going to go ahead to mark on one side and mark on the other side what I have divided. It's the same thing I'm going to do on my waist measurement. Divide my waist into 2, and whatever I have remaining, I'm going to divide it into 2. Put one side of the measurement here and put the other half on the other side. Now I'm going to go ahead to connect the dots from the waistline to the hip line and draw like an A shape down to the hem of the skirt. It's that easy, guys. There's no difficulty really in this. Please ensure that you have pinned down your material before you start going ahead to mark it, because it's a silky material. You don't want to experience difficulty while trying to sew this together. If you've watched to this point, I want to say a very big thank you. Please, if you're a returning subscriber, I'm saying thank you. Please keep watching my content, and if you're a first time person here, please don't forget to also subscribe, like, and also share the video to whomever you know that will find this very helpful. Thank you. To get the measurement you'll be needing for the waistline, you're going to have to minus 4 to 5 inches away from your waist. After doing that, you're going to add extra 1 inch for sewing allowance. Then you go ahead to sew it by ½ inch. After sewing it, you also go ahead to top stitch it so that the elastic will be firm and it wouldn't have any cause to lose. After doing this, the next thing you want to do is to fold the rubber like this, you take a pencil or a biro to mark the center. Already the other side already serves as the side. So then you take one part, either the side you mark the biro or the other side that is sewn, and place it on the side like this. Yes, on the side like this, and then you go ahead to pin it down before going ahead to then sew the elastic around the waist. And make sure that as you're sewing, you're stretching the elastic as you're sewing. Don't just sew it like that, it's not going to look neat. Stretch the elastic alongside with the fabric like this. After sewing the rubber around like so, you are going to go ahead to top stitch it. Make sure that the rubber is down, it's facing down, not the other way around. Then go ahead to sew it very tiny in between the fabric and the rubber. That's how you're going to top stitch it to make the rubber to relax. Also make sure that as you're sewing it, you're stretching the material, because if you do not stretch it, because the rubber has already drawn the material like so, like this, if you just go ahead to just sew it like that, just sew it straight like that, you are going to have some places rough and not smooth. So make sure to stretch the fabric as you are top stitching it like this. Once you're done top stitching, to make sure the rubber relaxes, you're going to fold it over like this and sew like an invisible seam on your closing line, on that line where you closed your skirt. So you're going to see that it's invisible. So you're going to go ahead to do the same thing on the other side of the skirt. And once we're done with that, we're just going to go ahead to make a very tiny seam on the hem of the skirt, and after that the skirt is ready. Now this is what the skirt looks like. Isn't it nice? Please don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Thank you for watching. Bye.